What's up, everyone? Today we're diving into one of the most emotionally charged Fantastic Four stories ever told. This is a tale of what happens when the first family of Marvel faces their greatest challenge yet, the loss of their powers, and the devastating choice they make to get them back. Let's get into it. Our story opens with Valeria Richards' narration. A young woman, her kid brother, the man she loves, his best friend, and a desperate launch into space. I'm Valeria Richards, and this is how it happened. I was there, living it. Val tells us this begins with her godfather Victor Von Doom, because of course it does. When doesn't Doom have his metal fingers in something? But the real story starts 26 hours earlier with Ben Grimm and his wife Alicia Masters. We find Ben and Alicia in conversation after one of Ben's therapy sessions. Now, let me paint the picture for you. This isn't the rocky orange Ben Grimm we all know. This is Ben in his human form. That's right. Somehow, Dr. Doom has reversed Ben's transformation. The ever-loving blue-eyed thing is just regular Ben Grimm again. Done with therapy, Sweet Pea? Ben says softly to Alicia. And how did it go? She asks. Good. I'm doing better. Alicia's face brightens with that news. I'm so proud of you, babe. But Ben, ever the complicated soul, reveals his concern. Thing is, this ain't something I chose. It's something Doom did to me. And with him, there's always reasons. Wheels within wheels. Alicia, ever supportive, responds firmly. Then it should be undone. I'm with you, Ben. But here's where it gets complicated. Ben drops the bombshell. It's more complicated than that. Back when Sue and Reed were missing, Johnny and I noticed our powers starting to fade. Turns out, if one of us loses our powers, all of us will. Cut to the top of New York skyscraper where the Fantastic Three face off against Devos the Devastator. Remember him? The alien zealot who believes in universal peace through universal destruction. Yeah, that guy. Johnny Storm, cocky as ever, taunts him. So hey, Devos the Devastator, still on that universal peace through universal destruction kick? Devos, never one for subtlety, roars back. It's my sacred duty. I've tolerated your world for too long. Now, my Luminator beam will still your sight, and with it, your precious fireballs. But Sue Storm, the invisible woman, always the tactical genius of the team, calmly responds. Nah, see, Davos, we work together. I can bend your beam away from Johnny. And hey, is your armor running on light energy too? Oh, Davos, you're making this too easy. Reed adds with his characteristic intellectual flair. Indeed, Sue, all for one and one for all. The wordplay works better spoken than written, but I'll take it. Spelling is arbitrary, after all. But then disaster strikes. Johnny's voice wavers. Guys, I'm having trouble keeping my flames on. And suddenly, he plummets from the sky as his powers cut out. Reed stretches to catch him. I've got you. Johnny, always thinking of the greater good, despite his playboy persona, shouts, Not both hands, Reed. Devos will escape. He'll kill people. But Sue, proving why she's arguably the most powerful member of the team, calmly states, Not today, he won't. I've taken his armor offline. He's not going anywhere. Later on the street below, the truth can no longer be denied. I can't flame on, sis. At all. Johnny's admission hits hard. She tries to reassure him. We'll deal with it back at the house. Reed's face is grim as he confirms their worst fears. It's as we feared. With Ben powerless, the rest of ours are failing too. But Johnny Storm, ever conscious of the FF's public image, won't let their enemies know they're vulnerable. In a moment that shows just how much he's grown from the impulsive kid who first got his powers, he asks Sue to drop her soundproof field. With theatrical flair that would make any Hollywood actor proud, Johnny turns to the gathering crowd. Ha! You fell for the old lost my powers trick, Devos. Classic distraction. Then bam! Surprise attack. My powers are fine. Always will be. And now, to flame on and fly home. although he makes a show of looking up. Such a nice day for a walk. Come, Fantastic Four, let us depart, as heroes do. Our work here is done. Turning to Sue with that trademark Johnny Storm grin, he says, "Nailed it." That night, Valeria narrates, everyone discussed what happened. Johnny could only flame on for minutes each hour, and Dad was already feeling pain when he stretched. We had to do something. Around the dining room table, we see the entire extended Fantastic Four family gathered. Reed, Sue, Johnny, Ben, Alicia, and their adoptive children Joe and Nikki, plus Valeria and Franklin Richards. Reed speaks with the weight of years of scientific struggle. "I've spent over a decade trying to cure your condition, Ben, and now we all want the opposite." Ben manages a wry smile that captures his essence perfectly. "Well, least we can't say life ain't interesting." Then Alicia interjects, "About that, Joe, Nikki, why don't you share your idea?" The children's suggestion is brilliant in its simplicity. If you got your powers from cosmic rays in the first place, Dad, then why not simply expose yourself to them again? Reed, ever the scientist, points out the flaw. The issue, Joe, is that typically cosmic rays don't affect tissues at all. Astronauts are exposed to them constantly on the ISS and moon missions. Sue adds, "Sure, honey, but the ones that hit us were different." Reed elaborates, "That's precisely the problem. We need those exact same remarkable cosmic rays that gave us our powers. Those only exist at a single moment in history." Valeria, brilliant like her father, reasons, "Well, we can't go back to your origin. Too risky. Any changes could rewrite everything." But Franklin's eyes light up with the spark of inspiration. "But that's not the only source of those rays, is it?" "What do you mean, Franklin?" "We live in a multiverse, remember? Any problems there and we could still fix them without altering our own past." Reed's face lights up with that familiar look of scientific revelation. "Great Scott! Of course! We could travel to an alternate universe where our other selves are encountering those rays for the first time and expose Ben there." Alicia, always practical, points out, "We'd need to be invisible, so we don't change their history either." Sue reassures them, "Not a problem. My powers are fading, but I could manage another day." Reed's mind races with calculations, estimating 5.5 hours to combine a temporal and multiversal slipstream engine, plus provisioning the Fantastic car, Valeria adds. "This could work." Reed jumps up with renewed energy. "We need to get to the Baxter building. Now." "I'll grab the spacesuits," Ben says, ready for action. They locate an alternate universe quickly, watching their counterparts ship through the view screen. "Look, there we are." "They are," Johnny points excitedly. "Time for old Ben Grimm to take a hand," Ben says, struggling with his spacesuit. "If I can maneuver in this monkey suit." Johnny never misses a chance for humor, even in crisis. "You need room to grow, Stone Dome, unless you'd rather turn back into the thing and suffocate." "I know, Matchstick. Just tricky, that's all." "Look," Nikki shouts, "cosmic rays incoming." But nothing happens to Ben. Again and again, they try different universes. Through telescopes, they watch alternate Fantastic Fours gain their powers, some familiar, some startlingly different. A permanently invisible woman wearing a mask, a Mr. Fantastic weakened by stretching. Yet every time, Ben remains unchanged. "This ain't working." Ben's defeated tone cuts through the hope. "I've observed the same," Reed admits. "Perhaps alternate universe rays can't affect us the same way. Some internal resonance unique to each universe. We might be the wrong type of matter. Just a theory, of course." "I've got a few more force fields in me," Sue says, showing the determination that's made her Marvel's greatest mom and hero. "Ready for next transit." Valeria notices Ben quietly altering the next coordinates. She remains silent, knowing they're running out of time. Sue can barely maintain their shields now, when once she could hold pressurized bubbles around the Fantastic car for hours. Finally, success. Ben transforms after absorbing the cosmic rays meant for another universe's Marvel 1 rocket. Below them, those explorers land, receiving only a minor dose in Ben's cosmic shadow. "I'm me again," Ben exults, his rocky orange form restored. "Alicia, it worked." But as reality shifts, Valeria understands the terrible cost. Her parents will never conceive Franklin and her. Ben and Alicia won't adopt Nikki and Joe. In that awful Twilight Zone-esque moment of realization, everything changes, and they cease to exist. What makes this story so powerful is the impossible choice it presents. The Fantastic Four have always been about family first. It's what separates them from every other superhero team. But here, to save their powers, the very thing that made them a family in the first place, they inadvertently erase that family's existence. It's cosmic irony at its most heartbreaking. But Ben gets what he supposedly always wanted, to be the thing again, to be a hero. But at what cost? The erasure of the future generations of the Fantastic Four. This story captures everything I love about the Fantastic Four: the scientific adventure, the family dynamic, and most importantly, the heavy moral questions that come with wielding cosmic power. It reminds us that even Marvel's first family can make devastating mistakes when desperation clouds their judgment. But what do you think? Was this the right call? Would you have made the same choice to save your powers, knowing what it might cost? Let me know in the comments below. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell to catch all future breakdowns. Thank you for watching. Peace.